Hey Aries, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, March 5th to Sunday, March 11th, 2018. Now, what is going on this week is we've got the Sun and Neptune in a conjunction in Pisces on Monday, right here in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality. So I think what's going on with you is there's a lot of stuff going on inside you, emotionally, spiritually. I think you're just trying to figure out, what you feel internally. That could be a little bit confusing with Sun-Neptune coming in. Also, I think you're trying to figure out the past. Maybe there's a lot of things from your past that are just coming back at you, again, for you to deal with, that are maybe hurtful, that are maybe bringing you down. And I think you're trying to figure out here, what is going on? How can you overcome the past, move forward into a new life, feeling much better about who you are? I think that's what you're trying to figure out here, and how you can just build a life that you feel more comfortable with spiritually and internally in some way, okay? I think that's what's going on. With Mercury and Venus here on the same day on Monday in a conjunction with Chiron at the last few degrees of Pisces in your 12th house, I think these things that you're thinking about the past, that you're trying to overcome, that you're trying to get over, are hard, okay, are hurtful to you. There's hurtful things coming back from the past. There are things inside you about what you want and need that you can't quite figure out. Maybe with Venus involved, they have a lot to do with relationships, old relationship stuff that you're trying to overcome, that's haunting you. Maybe it also has to do with money stuff from the past, the way you dealt with your finances in the past, or a business relationship or something like that also could be a little bit challenging too with Mercury Venus, bringing up lots of hard thoughts and maybe even some hard conversations too, having to do with the past and of what it is that you're feeling inside. That could be hard, okay? But really needing to be patient with that as you work some of that stuff out, because I do think you're gonna have to sit with some of those uncomfortable feelings for much of the week, okay? I do think, however, that they do take on a slightly different flavor on Wednesday. That's because on Wednesday, Venus and Mercury, after hanging out here on top of Chiron, begin to move into Aries, which is your first sign. Or your sign in your first house, coming in, bringing your focus here on you and on who you are, on what you want and need, on everything about you, and on moving forward, doing some things that are important to you. So I think what's going on here is that you're feeling uncomfortable on Monday inside, some things from the past coming back to hurt you and haunt you. I don't know if they're hurting you as much as they're just lingering, okay? And I think you're dealing with that. And then I think on Wednesday, you realize, like, look, I can't just let these things sit there and stew. I actually have to do something. I have to do something to overcome them. I have to do something to move forward, to put my life in a better spot, to take care of my needs and to do what needs to be done, all right? And I think that can be a thing that comes in Wednesday. I still don't think you're going to be comfortable. I think you still are feeling a little bit uncertain about the past, a little hurt, a little bit unsure of what you want and need on the inside, but I think you start to realize, not so much I can do. I gotta keep pushing forward and just see what happens. I can't neglect my life because I'm feeling upset, okay? And I think that's when you start to focus more on Wednesday about who you are and about what you want, about how you can move forward on your identity, feeling much more comfortable, knowing now that you have some things that are bothering you, all right, going on Wednesday. And then after that happens on Saturday, so this is the very end of the week after we've been sitting with all of this stuff all week, I think we start to get a lot more motivated to do things. A lot of action comes in. Things start to happen very fast, very quickly, even very unexpectedly on Saturday. That's because on Saturday, we've got Mars right here in your 9th house of something new and different that you have not done before, making a trine to Uranus in your 1st house. So I think after all week, after you've just been maybe not feeling quite right, things from the past coming back to haunt you down, you having problems figuring out what's going on inside you, trying to move forward anyways, but having problems, I think on Saturday is finally when you get lots of motivation, a big burst of energy to just finally find what it is that you were missing and really move into your new life, to finally let go of all this stuff that's been bogging you down, to finally realize what it all means so that you can move forward, creating a new identity, being a new person, stepping into a new life, doing more things that excite you. okay? I think you're still a little bit, maybe a little bit hurt about some things from the past, a little bit uncomfortable, maybe with some other things that are going on inside you with Mars about to square Chiron. But I think for the most part, towards the end of the week, as we start to move on, you start to realize more and more here who you are, what you need to do that's new or different to put your life in a better place, and how much better the new you is instead of the old you, okay? And I think that's what you're trying to get the picture of by the end of this week, okay? As that's happening on Saturday, we also have Jupiter here starting to go retrograde in your 8th house of changes, endings and beginnings, and intimacy and finances, financial investments. So as you're starting to do something new, be a new person, step into a new identity, let go of the past as much as you can. I think you also have a chance with Jupiter going retrograde on Saturday here to make sure that you're living a life that you want, that you're changing your life for the better as you're moving forward. Perhaps you've been making lots of changes in your life lately to do things differently, maybe to partner with people intimately or financially in some way. And I think Jupiter retrograde here going backwards is saying, okay, now that you've made a lot of changes in your life, and now that you're working with people maybe in different capacities, how can you make sure that all of this really is good for you, that all of this really can work for you, that all of this really can move you forward to help you create a life that it is that you really want, that's new and better for you and more exciting. All right, and I think that's what comes in there with Jupiter retrograde. Then after that, on Sunday, very end of this week into next week, we have the Sun in your 12th start to make a sextile over here with Pluto in your 10th of career, of your social standing and your reputation. So on Sunday, very end of this week, you start to, I want to say, feel much better about your life, feel much better about this direction it's going in, feel much better about the person you're becoming, about your reputation, about how people know you and what you're known for in some way, okay? So I definitely do, I'm telling you, see the end of the week, and I'm talking very end, I'm talking weekend, being much better than the beginning of the week. The beginning of the week to me, slow. Not much going on, hard, maybe confusing, internal, working a lot of internal stuff out, doing a lot of thinking. And then I think the end of the week is when the fire starts to pick up and you start to realize, okay, now I get it. Now I know what new thing I need to do, what direction I need to go in, how I need to change my life in a better way so that I can put it in a better spot. All right, so that's what I see happening then. But that doesn't mean it's totally easy, that everything's falling into place. There are still some things that need to be worked out as you're starting to move forward, doing something new, feeling happier. That's because we do have Mercury here in your 1st house and Aries starting to make a square. Sorry. Starting to make a square over here to Saturn in your 10th house. So now towards the end of the week, that you are starting to, I think, feel like you're putting your life in a much better direction, doing something new, changing your life for the better. The challenge then becomes at the very end of this week on, how can you make sure that you are sustaining this new life direction, that this new career, this new reputation, this new life direction that you are now going in is meant for you, works for you, resonates with your identity. How can you make sure that you're bringing everything together in your life so that you not only are having a career, but that really resonates with you in some way. And there comes a lot of focus needed and a lot of direction here to bring everything together to move forward now, doing some new projects, being a new person, okay, than you have before, and moving forward on some of that. All right, so that's just what I'm going to leave with you there. Now your card for the week, Aries, is the King of Wands reversed. This is interesting. This is a card. I like to think the King of Wands upright is a man with vision. He has vision. He sees where he wants his life to go, and he has the means to achieve it. He's got the people to achieve it, the strategies, the plans to accomplish his vision and to make it real. And I think when he's reversed, he doesn't know how to reach that vision. It's chaotic. He doesn't know who he needs and in what way and what projects and what he's doing and who he's working with coming in. That could be a little bit hard, and I think that's what's going on this week. There's really a need for more direction, to be more decisive here, to figure out what needs to be done in order to reach a vision, accomplish the things that he wants to accomplish. This doesn't mean be tyrannical about it. This doesn't mean crack the whip. Sometimes I know my Aries, very passionate and impatient a little bit. Doesn't mean to push too hard on things, but it does mean to try the best you can to get everyone together and to move forward, reaching a vision in a way that's a lot more clear, a lot more organized, and a lot more detailed than it would be otherwise. All right. So that's what I've got for you, Aries, this week. Thank you so much for watching your horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.